We are live and talking about allegedly a crypto crash in 2026. And no, this is not my word. These are not my words. These are actually words from Barclays. And the really interesting thing about it is they're claiming that there's no bullish catalyst in sight. So I want to show you guys an article. I want to talk to you about some key points. And I also want to give my thoughts because there's two sides to this story or two sides to this scenario. And again, especially with crypto investing and with geopolitical uncertainty, economic uncertainty. I don't even know if that's a word, but this is something that can actually be true. Like we might not see any type of price action, or we might see a lot of really great price action. I know there's a lot of different conflicting views online, getting quite a bit of emails from different people saying that, asking me about other creators' opinions and whatnot. I don't comment on other creators. If you ask me that, I'm never going to have an opinion for you. Like very rare do I say I disagree with somebody or I'm going to talk about it publicly because I'm not messy in that way. However, there are some instances. But moral of the story, let's talk about this article because it's important. Like what's going to happen with crypto. And this is another reason why I stress having a trading and investing plan. Why I stress about, do you want to take profit? How long do you want to hold your assets? What's your end goal here? And the reason why this is so incredibly important is because we don't know what the future holds. We really, really don't. Bitcoin and crypto is still a very new asset. We have all these institutions coming in now. Are they going to adopt crypto the same way we want them to? Are they going to be using our blockchains the way we want them to? Just because I like a project doesn't mean JP Morgan likes it or BlackRock and whatnot. And at the end of the day, these are businesses. Businesses do not care about your feelings. They don't care about my feelings. They don't care about anything. They care about the bottom line. And that's how a good business owner generally works. I know it's really hard to hear. And that's not a capitalism issue. That's just how businesses are. I mean, you have to be if you want to have a successful business, you do have to care about your bottom line to an extent. Yeah, you can give back and do different things. But what do I mean by what's going on? Let's get into it, okay? And I'll get into your thingamabobber over there, your little question. But first and foremost, good morning to the channel members. Thank you so much to Lawrence for showing up, and to Mr. Dale. They both show up every single day. Thank you guys so much. If you guys want special shout outs, you got to be a channel member. It's like $3 or $4. And yes, we did have a good day yesterday. We had me and my daughter. We did our photo shoot. We did our family photos. So we had a great time. We've been using the same photographers forever. So if you're in Southern California and you want their contacts, they do amazing work. And I love them. And then we went and we did the mall after. Of course, we had to do pretzel. I got her slime because she was well behaved. Kid slime's expensive. Lauren said, I got a missed call from a California number. No, it was not me. We were busy yesterday, and thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Slime was like $20 at the mall, but she was good, so I went ahead and get it for her. I got myself a pair of jeans on sale, of course. And then we have to pack today. And then we went to my mom's house. She cooked. I had my cousin over there as my dad's favorite, his favorite nephew, the oldest. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into the news and stuff. And yes, you guys, this is a family-friendly channel. So Barclays sees down year for crypto in 2026 without big catalysts. Basically, they're saying spot trading volumes are cooling. Investor enthusiasm is fading because of a lack of structural growth drivers. And in addition, so hold on, I'll get back to that in a second. No clear catalyst to revive market activity. Spot market slowdowns pose revenue challenges for retail-focused platforms like Coinbase, Robinhood, the bank said. And regulatory clarity, including pending market structure legislation, could shape long-term growth despite near-term headwinds. So I want to talk about this really quickly. So first and foremost, spot trading volumes are cooling. Right now, everybody loves to use leverage. That is the get down in crypto. Everybody loves to use leverage. And unfortunately, when we had the great crypto crash that happened, what was it, October 10th or October 7th, the liquidation event, a lot of people got wrecked with that. And it's kind of off-putting to people, right? It's kind of off-putting when an event like that happens. A crazy amount of people get liquidated and they lose a lot of money. So a lot of people are trying to pivot to prediction markets. So there's that. And we're seeing a lot more prediction markets pop up all over the place, like Polymarket's been there, Kalashi, and then everybody's kind of integrating that. And there's going to be leverage prediction markets coming too. That's coming. So that's a whole nother thing. So I can understand why there's not a whole lot of trading volumes. But again, when we're talking about spot trading in crypto, we're talking more so like retail is. But the good thing is we do have the ETFs. So that's why I said to focus on the crypto spot ETFs, or the ones that will become crypto spot ETFs. Because you will get consistent liquidity from that in most cases because the institutions are coming in. Then it says investor enthusiasm is fading. Yeah, we are seeing a really, really sharp decline of investor enthusiasm. And the reason why we're seeing that is because the market's really not moving and people are getting tired. And that's because we're so spoiled in crypto and everybody's like, okay, numbers going to go up. We're going to be rich. Blah, 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 blah. Great, fine, fantastic, but that's not the way the market works. And as we've seen, this cycle is a lot different from the rest, and previous cycle a lot different from the rest, and it continues to do that, and that's okay. So we are seeing a little bit of investor enthusiasm fade. But one of the things I will say is I hit all-time high on views on every single platform. Well, not TikTok, but this month, and it's all crypto content. So Facebook, we got 5.2 million views. Instagram, 3.2 million views. TikTok, I think, is like 3 million. That's generally the average. YouTube, 1.2 million. I haven't even checked on Twitter because it's a hot mess over there. But I got over 10 million views on every single platform combined. So this is the biggest month for me, realistically. And to me, that's telling me there's still a big interest in crypto. It's just a lot of people are kind of on the sidelines right now. And I know that's just me, that's just one entity, but at the end of the day, that does matter. There is interest in crypto. It's just not like it we see with like some sort of crazy run. So there's that piece of information. The next caveat over here, or the next point over here, lower crypto trading volumes in 2026. Yeah. No clear catalyst to revive market activity. The clear catalysts are really going to be, I think, in my opinion, if we do have some sort of altcoin season, it's going to come from we're going to see a privacy aspect, and then we're going to see a prediction market aspect. That's what I would be focusing on. Yes, crypto spot ETFs are important, but that volume and that liquidity and whatnot, it's going to be just an additional floor for those cryptos. Spot market slowdown poised revenue challenges for retail-focused platforms like Coinbase, Robinhood. The bank said, well, yeah, because a lot of people in America don't have money. And in addition to that, it's really like just a lot of people aren't trading as much as they used to. And that's okay. And platforms like Coinbase and Robinhood, at least like the retail aspect, like people just want to buy and hold. And then they don't like they do trade, but it's not a whole lot. But I know that like exchange signups are really hard right now. They kind of have been, but this last year has been pretty tough in general. But I think the key piece here is regulatory clarity, including pending market structure legislation. So what's happening with that? Well, this was the biggest week for crypto policy. The biggest week for crypto policy. Congress urged SEC to get that crypto 401k investment going so people can invest in Bitcoin, crypto spot ETFs. Then we had the SEC say a lot of crypto ICOs are not securities, and we're going to go ahead and defer a lot of that to the CFTC. Then the CFTC says, hey, we're going to go ahead and remove a lot of outdated crypto rules. That's incredibly bullish. Then we had Ripple, Circle, and Paxos, a couple other entities become national charter banks, which those are not like traditional banks, but they still have banking licenses to where they can do different things with crypto. That's good. The DTCC came out and said, we're going to tokenize everything. And that's because the SEC sent them the no action letter. And those are good bullish things. But again, and then we have the Genius Act. They're still kind of going back and forth with that. And I think the one with that, it's about the CBDCs, which of course Warren came out and was like, only 5 years ban of that. So we're waiting for that. And then the stable coins, what's going to happen with yield with that? Yeah, the custody one is a really big deal as well. And I think that, what else was there? So we got the banks, the DTCC, and I think that was it. So we had multiple bullish things that happened, but market's not moving. And that's because it's not necessarily like enacted yet. So I can see both sides here for what Barclays says. And some of you might not want to hear that, but it's important that we say that. And what I mean by that, and sorry, my face is all oily because I didn't do proper makeup this morning. We just did 90s makeup, very light. So I can see both sides of the story from Barclays. I can see that we might not have any crazy price action because we don't have legislation yet. We don't have the Clarity Act, Genius Act still kind of pending. So I can see that. But crypto doesn't care really about legislation. If things are going to pop off, they're going to pop off and they're going to go hard. But I can see that we might not have like anything super crazy happen in part of 2026, but I can also see a bull market, like an altcoin season happen in 2026. So I see both sides of the story. So this is just Barclays. This is just one entity. But again, I think it's in Yep, Lawrence is right. Hedge fund managers locking in their gains for their businesses or for their bonuses. And that's why we see a lot of the inflows and outflows, because you have to remember, when we have the institutions coming into trading, they operate a lot differently than retail traders. They work with the best CPAs, the best attorneys, the best financial advisors, they're the best of the best, including themselves, and they figure out when the best time is to take profit and what to do. So that does impact inflows and outflows. So 2026 will definitely be an interesting year. I'm not going to say we're going to be in a bear market, but it might be a little bit cuckoo. So we'll see. But this was a really good perspective from Barclays, in my opinion. Now, will we see that $200,000 Bitcoin in 2026? Possibly. Shout out to Gumby. So we might see that. We don't know. We're just kind of here. So that's what's going on with this article. And let's take a look at the current market. So Knight, which is Cardano's privacy sidechain, that's up. So shout out to them. And I made a post on X. I said, Charles is an absolute, I said that he's a unit of a unicorn, because he definitely is. He's a really great marketer. And he's also, I called him a dev, but because he's built so many different things. But Cardano has their, they have their place in history. A lot of people got mad I said that. A lot of people get mad at me for all kinds of stuff, though. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin's under $90,000. Oh my. I always love the single mom comments. Those are so funny, because I don't share a lot of my personal information online, because this is the thing. I have a daughter. I know other people share stuff. Yep, tax harvesting. A lot of people share a lot of personal information about themselves online. One of the reasons why I don't is because I have a daughter. And she's going to be able to read things that people say one day. And on top of that, like, I'm not going to put my family's personal information out there, because then that could impact, if something could impact her later. Like, I can't control what people say about me, but I can control what information I put out. So if I put something out there and it ends up hurting her later, then that's my fault. But I can't control other people's bad actions. And she's very well aware of how nasty the internet could be, but also how good it could be. So there's that. So that's why I don't put a lot of stuff out there. But I got a lot of single mom comments yesterday, which was funny to me. But I digress. But anyway, so this is what's happening with Bitcoin. The reason why I didn't get an alert, or why it's not that big of a deal to me, is because I've got $86,000 as support here, and we're kind of in range doing what we're supposed to do. And we're getting a little bit of bearish price action. We're now below the EMA 9 and the EMA 20, which makes sense. And on the weekly, let's go ahead and see over here. Let's go to this chart. Okay, so weekly is holding on really nicely to support at $85,000, and this is going to be the EMA 100. We are still above the EMA 200, which is good, but again, different time frames do different things. Now, if that being said, this is a bearish signal to me when we have the EMAs heading downward. And I like to use EMAs generally when we have more bearish price action, because it acts as really great support and resistance, and also signals to me what type of markets, how the market's feeling. So this week wasn't super great. We opened at 90,000, got a swing wick high of 94,000, and we're currently at 88,000. So I would just like to see a close above 85, bare minimum. Taking a look at the daily over here, daily is showing a lot of bearish price action, and it does kind of look like we might head back down to 73. It does. Why? Well, look at there's no real saving grace in sight. We've got support at 85, got support at 82, but realistically, we got a nice little bottom here at 74. This was back in April. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, unfortunately, but I have to be honest. But again, we do have support at $86,000. Now, Ethereum had a really nasty swing wick low to 2,700 earlier, but we're back up. Still not a really great chart. We got heavy resistance at 3,500 here. Solana, despite Breakpoint Solana and all the really good announcements that they had, they're still consolidating really tightly between about 130 and 146,000. XRP, despite the announcement with Solana and really great spot ETFs, were down as well. Downtrend. Chainlink, same thing. We actually broke below support. I'm going to go ahead and mark another support area over here. And then ADA, trending down as well, which is not good. Like, that great liquidation event did not help anybody. And then Hedera is unfortunately not doing well price action either. We actually broke down below 12 cents the first time since 2024. So as far as the market goes, we're not looking great, but we're here. The entire crypto market cap is still at $3 trillion. We'll get our close this week soon. So things are not looking super great, but it could be worse. So moral of the story is what I'm kind of looking at in the markets right here. I'm looking, and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, set alerts, all of that stuff. But what I think that's going to happen with the market this year, the rest of this year, we're probably just going to go sideways unless we have some sort of catastrophic thing. I am actually hoping for bullish price action in 2026. We just need to get those. We need to get all those laws and all those things approved. So Barclays might be right. We might have a little bit of a bear market in 2026, and then 2027 go to the moon. So anyways, that's my thoughts on the matter, but I'm going to get going. I have to pack. Lo and I, we're going to be doing a little vacation with Nona. Not this week, but next week. So my streaming thing will be gone a little bit. Well, I'll be streaming. I'm still going to be putting out the same content for you guys. It's just going to be a little bit different because we're going to be gone. Because I still work. Because I got to. Hopefully I can have some mommy juice on the little vacation. But sending you guys love and light. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. PT. Bye, babies.